So you hear the term disc injury out there. We hear people talking about disc injuries. What's a disc injury?
Well, I would actually reclassify that. There's a disc that's been injured, or there's a disc problem that's probably due to more sort of wear and tear and posture and stuff like that. So, with concerning disc injury, a lot of people who play football and a lot of people who play contact sports tend to get a lot of disc injuries, especially in the neck and the lower back. So basically what happens is you've got vertebrae on top of each other, and in between the vertebrae you've got a layer of nice gelatinous stuff which helps compress loading forces from the ground up and from gravity and forces from the top down. And if you overload those discs for too long and with too much force, then the only way for them to go is outwards. Right. So basically what happens is that you can either have a bulge of the disc material coming out into space, which then will encroach on nerves and muscles and all that type of stuff. And if you do that, there's normally an accompanying inflammatory response, and it's normally the inflammatory response that causes most symptoms and not the actual disc problem itself. That can be accentuated further if you have a disc prolapse, so you actually have a breaking of the disc material and the gelatinous substance on the inside leaks out. Right. And when that leaks out, that tends to cause more of an inflammatory response, because that's never seen the light of day generally, and the body doesn't recognize it and it sees it as foreign, so it does a even more inflammatory reaction in that area, no. Which causes even more symptoms. So really that's all, yeah. In layman's terms you could say about what a disc injury is. Yeah. And because the nerves come out between each vertebra, I'm not sure if that's suitable, never mind. And the disc is in between that space as well. The disc, when it does bulge or prolapse, tends to bulge right onto the nerve. So that's when you get the leg symptoms or the arm symptoms from the neck, or the leg symptoms from the lower back.
So how do you assess a disc injury or bulging disc?
Well, you can't assess it directly. Right. You can assess it with imaging. But there are lots of people out there who have disc injuries and disc prolapses and disc bulges who don't have any symptoms. And that's because there's been no inflammatory reaction to it. So you've got to be quite careful, because just because you have a disc problem doesn't mean to say you're going to have symptoms.